Hello, you very much. Yes, yes, back right at you. Uh, Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again to, I believe we're on episode 114?
Yes.
114. Okay, yeah. And wow, holy crap, 114 episodes. We've come a long way and we met some amazing folks. Just like last week, the gory details was
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Welcome back to Bandwidth and Banter. I'm your host, Stormy D, and that's my amazing green-haired co-host, Druid IRL. And we love doing this with you guys, and because we get to meet folks like Gory Details. God, he was so talented and knowledgeable and uh, like very motivated. Holy crap!
hmm
He
Yeah.
even did our interview while he was on vacation, which is
Yeah.
amazing to me.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And I took a spoonful of hot sauce
yeah, that's
because
right. Yeah,
that hit a milestone.
you guys were ballsy to do that. There
Mhm.
ain't no way, because I would totally have a GERD attack and be down for the count.
Yeah. I still love you didn't even react. You didn't even react. No. It's just
Yep.
sriracha.
I got a buddy of mine that would give you a run for your money, though. This is the kind of guy who regularly chops up ghost peppers to put in his chili every week. So, like he thinks of habaneros as the same thing as like a bell pepper. Like,
My kind of guy. My mom bought me ghost pepper powder, and on there it recommends that you wear PPE to be able to handle the powder.
crazy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Well,
Anyways.
and then it's gory. That's the insides of my stomach would be gory if I ate that stuff. And Gory Details was perfect to have on the show because he's got that Halloween theme, and he's an extra lifer and just an amazing, fun human being. The kind of people we love to highlight on Bandwidth and Banter to get people to see. And today, that also fits. Today is one of our special return visits of one of our favorite people. I love this streamer so much. I'm in her chat regularly, and I'm so happy that she honored us to come back because she's been on the show before, and this is her return episode. And she's just, in fact, today I wore this shirt because normally I wear that dragon shirt in honor of Star Kitty, but I wore this because it's a really like a spirit dragon. So it's like an amazing, wonderful, ethereal looking creature. And that definitely describes the next person that we're having on. The return of Rhubarb. Let's have her on the show right now. Hi.
Hi, friends.
Rhubarb, please reintroduce yourself and share something about your stream that you want to highlight that you didn't last time.
Well, unluckily for you, I have a memory like a sieve, so I don't remember how I introduced myself last time.
That's okay.
But hi, I'm Rube. I'm a variety creature. I usually do narrative-heavy stuff in horror games. Sometimes we crochet and sometimes we do art. But I like weird indie stuff that feeds my soul.
I love it. And
the stuff that you do feeds our soul too. Oh, I want you to know.
I'm so glad.
I think yes, you do it wonderfully. Everything from your art to your crocheting to the different. She also finds the most amazingly unique indie games that I've never heard of or seen before, and I'm a huge fan. So, and I know you guys are too out there, or any folks that are new tonight. You will be after today. So thanks again for coming. It's an honor to have you. You ready to jump into these?
Yeah, I'm super ready.
All right. So tell us what's new in the land of wonderful creatures, Rhubarb.
Dang, there's a lot of new stuff going on in Rhubarb land. I moved. Wife and I last year were in the market for trying to find a place to like purchase, which was like the biggest headache ever. It was the worst. The market here As it is everywhere, I'm sure, is like hellish.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is here. Hi, wife. She's here. Um, but we found a place, and so we're in a new space now. Um, and anything else that's new? I don't know, honestly. That's like big, like the big thing is that we moved to a new place.
I mean, that's a
you know.
huge thing.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
huge.
And so you've been settled in for approximately how long now?
I think it's week 7. I want to say.
Mm.
I'm only counting because our cats are trying to get used to each other, and it's been a bit of a pain. So we're counting the weeks that they still
Oh,
hiss at each other.
oh
But I think
no.
that's how long it's been. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
introducing
intended
animals.
that it's your home, that you feel at home,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's a special feeling.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's honestly the feeling that I feel like I and all your viewers get when we're in your channel. We feel like
Oh,
you've
thank you,
invited us
friend.
into your home.
It's so cute.
I'm so glad.
So you're trying to introduce your cats to each other?
Yeah.
Oh, I could only imagine how hard that is.
Yeah, it's so my wife has a cat and then I have 2 cats, and we
Mhm.
were like not living together for a little bit because of financials and other like life stuff.
Mhm.
That's why I was like so excited about finding a place finally that would fit us, right?
Yeah.
But she had a cat from before. And he's an only child. Mr. Eeny Benini, boy Eeny,
Mm.
man Eeny, chair Eeny. His name is Inigo. But
Inigo?
yeah, so we call him Ini and then put other, like, adjectives in there. Oh, brother Ini.
Oh,
He's never had another cat, at least to our knowledge,
Yeah.
in the life, right? And my 2 boys have always lived with other cats in the house, and so they
Mhm.
were like very whatever about
Mhm.
having another soul in there. But poor Mr. Ini, who's a young teenager cat, both my older cats are like 20 and like 15.
Mhm.
They were like, "Man, I don't give a fuck." Like this young one is like hissing at us. We're just trying to vibe.
Just chilling.
We're just chilling.
Does your wife play Skyrim by chance?
I don't know if she ever played. I don't think so, actually.
Why you ask?
Inigo. Inigo.
Oh, Inigo, the mod character. Yeah.
Oh,
The mod follower,
she wouldn't have
Inigo.
known, I think.
The
Okay.
purple kitty. Yeah.
That is perfect. Perfect. I love that so much. That makes me so happy. Yeah,
Speaking
it's
of snow battles here.
the main reason why we don't have other birds is because of the fear of introducing them.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I bet that's hard with
Mhm.
birds too. My sister has birds.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm too afraid. I'm far too
Yeah.
afraid.
No, I totally get it. It's like a risk, right?
Oh, yeah. Because they could
For
kill
sure.
each other. They would rip
Yeah,
each other
yeah.
to shreds. My bird's spoiled and does not like sharing.
Yep,
She's
I
a
understand.
crotchety old bird, right? Because she's pretty
She
old.
is.
How old is she?
She's 25.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep, she's 25. She's an old lady.
Yeah.
I'm just like, because they're just like, yeah, they can live to like 30, 40. And I'm like, I hope
Mhm,
it's
yeah.
40 because
Yep.
we're getting
No, I
too
get it.
close to 30.
I feel the same way about my cat brother Snow. Brother Dubious Snow, who's like he's also a rescue, so we don't really know how old he actually is. But he's definitely like 20 at least. Like
Yeah.
he's an old man.
Oh, man. Old man that just wants snugs.
Yeah. He's super snuggy.
Baby.
I know what
What
that's
has
like.
been the
Being an old man that likes snuggles, I understand.
same. Same here. What has been the highlight of the last year and or your
Oh,
biggest success story? I imagine it's been like the
interesting.
move and stuff, right?
The move was definitely well, we moved in like I want to say we moved in it wasn't exactly like last year, but last year
Yeah.
something weird happened that had not happened to me before. And it was like
Ooh.
a weird like like I don't like identify as anything in terms of like labor TM, right? Like I don't
Mhm.
I am maybe a streamer, but that's because I stream kind of thing, but not because I identify as like a streamer or like even as an
Mhm.
artist. Sometimes I struggle like IDing like that.
Mhm.
Um, but last year I had the weird. So for those of you that don't know, I do like a Patreon slash Ko-fi monthly thing,
Mhm.
where I send people stickers and or postcards every month, right? Um, so you can like subscribe and I every month I like design something new and like I send it out at the end of the month. And I use a sticker app for printing my stickers. And
Mhm.
I like them a lot. And apparently, without my knowledge, because I'm not really like on social media, they had been like tagging me, like like featuring stuff. Like when you purchase stickers from them, or when you print stickers from them, they have an option for like putting down your social at, right? And I
Mhm.
always did it, even though I'm not like around TM. Like I have an Instagram, but I don't really use it.
Yeah.
Apparently, the only reason I found out that this was happening was because a friend of mine that is on Instagram told me that they were tagging me in their posts. Like they were like featuring my stupid fucking stickers. And I was like, ain't no wait. And so I checked Instagram and there was a DM in there, like out of nowhere, like from 3 days ago, that were like, hey, we really like your Gayuno reverse sticker and we want to feature you in this like most loved pack for like 2024. And it was like, what? Wait, you mean me? I'm not a real artist. What are you talking about? Um, so I had the opportunity to, and you can still buy it by the way. The pack is like in there forever. You can just get it.
That's so
Um,
good.
but there was like, oh, everybody loved your Gayona reverse sticker, and like it was wild because like I don't really do that stuff, but like they gave me like they paid me for it, and you can like buy it now, and it's like there forever. And I was like, wow, that's like, why did I make it? Am I like a real artist? TM, right?
Yes, you are.
It was like
Yes,
a
you
cool
are.
experience, and it made me feel like I only make art because I feel secure in my existence, if that makes sense. Like not
Yes.
like a
Mhm.
purpose, but like I can make things, therefore I exist.
Yes.
And so it was like wild that somebody else noticed that I exist. I don't know if that makes sense.
Totally. Totally. I love that's why I'm always just like, look at my husband's art.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's so
I
cool.
did also get a pack of giant Gayuno reverse stickers to sell. It's true. Yes.
That is definitely a highlight and a success story all in
Yeah,
one. That's
That's
for
wonderful.
sure.
awesome. Fuck
It was very
yes.
nice.
I love that. I I'm so proud of you. That's so cool.
Thanks, friend. I'm proud
Agreed.
too. I was like, yippee!
It should be. I mean, it goes to show that people also enjoy your creative expression, and
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me at all, though.
Thanks, friends.
So getting a little bit deeper, a little bit harder here.
Yeah.
What has been your biggest struggle this last year?
Oh, I would definitely have to say cat stuff. Last year
Mhm.
specifically was like really, really rough. So
Mhm.
if you're around, you probably know. My old man Snow, it was like a saga. He had to have teeth surgery, so his mouth was really bad. And he was in pain.
Mhm.
And like he's super like trauma. I would say he has cat PTSD, but I don't know exactly how to explain. He forms like trauma memories very easily, right?
Mhm.
Like if something hurts him, he will remember. Um, and it like haunts him. And
Mhm.
so going to the vet for him is like, oh my God, putting him in a box is like torture for me because I just like I know he's hurting. And he like if you
Mhm.
ever heard a cat cry before, oh, it just like tears you up,
Yep.
especially when it's yours. Like fuck, dude, it sucks. So
Yep.
he had to have 6 teeth pulled. So he's an old man with no teeth now.
Oh
Um,
no.
but in the process of all of this thing happening, it was like a week before we had to move, one. And two, he was having issues. Like, uh, 2 days after he got the surgery, he was like refusing, still from the surgery, like refusing water, refusing food. And I was like, uh-oh. So I'm like, okay, call the vet. And I'm like, they were like, bring him in immediately. And I was like, okay. So I bring him in again, like putting him in the box again. And I take him in, and they're like, you're aware that we're having kidney issues, right? And I was like, yeah. Okay. So he got an infection, and he was okay from the infection. Like we gave him medication, but like that
Mhm.
week, I was like, every like 2 hours, I was like giving him meds, right?
Mhm.
Um, He finally started eating and drinking again, but after that, he wasn't pooping. So, just like it kept adding up. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So now I have this poor old man, and this whole time they were like, this guy has like starting kidney issues, and they didn't give me like a number, right? They were like, your cat has kidney problems. Let's see if we can get 6 more months out of him. And I was like, don't fucking tell me that right now. So I was like in between. He was like very ill with like infection stuff, and then like very constipated. And the whole time I was like medicating him and not knowing if he was gonna even make it, right? Like, so after being constipated, which he does have a problem. He's an old man. He does get constipated. So like I feed him lots of water. He was eating real nice. He was drinking real nice. But there was no shit coming out of him. So I was like, I called the vet and I was like, hey, so like he's good, but like, this is happening. And they were like, how long has it been? And I'm like, this many days. And they were like, okay, bring him in. So like, third time in like 2 weeks, I'm back again with Snow at the vet. Hi, I'm back. Hello. What can we do? And then the poor vet is like, okay, well, it's gonna be an enema. I'm like, okay.
Oh no.
All right. So poor Snow had an enema and only one this time because the last time it was two. And they were like, okay, we'll remove like half of the blockage. Like he should be able to poop out the rest on his own. And I was like, bet. And I took it home, and all the while I was like packing for like moving and stuff, right? Still not knowing like what the kidney situation was. And like feeding him laxatives. And it was like 3 days. And he still wasn't pooping. And it was like, I'm gonna have to take you back in. It was like, dude, I swear to God. In the end, I had to call him and be like, hey, listen, he's like not going. Like, I don't want to give him an enema again. Can we like do something else? And they were like, increase the dose on the laxative. And I was like, full syringe on this man. And like every time he would go sit on the box, I would just like look at him. It was so funny. And in the end, finally, he ended up like pooping, and it was like live. And it was live when it happened, and I was crying. It was so stupid. But everybody was like, "Oh my God, Brother Snow, let's go! Poop Watch 2025."
Poop Watch 2025.
That's,
this was like in the course of like 2 weeks, right? I had taken him in like
Yeah.
3 times. My wife's and I's wallet was like quaking at this point because it was like surgery after surgery kind of thing, right?
Oh no.
So the last thing we had left with Snow was to take him in for like the control appointment, right? Like after levels are good, he was still kind of like not really wanting to eat without painkillers. So I was like, okay, I don't know what they're gonna tell me. I was like dreading it. But then I get there and the vet's like, oh, he's great. His levels are super good. Like the anemia is like reversed. The food is working. Just like take him home and feed him this food, and like we'll see him in 3 months. And I was like,
Let's go.
okay, I can move now.
I can breathe.
Oh,
now he has to
it
put up
was
with
so shitty.
with a moody teenager, huh?
Right. Yeah. This cat refuses to die. Yeah, no, he's so active and like ridiculous.
Yeah,
good for him.
After
Good
that,
for
he's
him.
doing
That's
okay.
awesome.
He's really happy. But like, holy shit, he put me through it those 2 weeks.
Can I share you my poor bird's traumatizing
Yes,
vet experience before we move on? I just have to show empathy for Wallach's quaking and So fun fact about birds, guys. Teflon coated pans are so toxic to birds that if they inhale it, they can die so fast. Okay? Like, so we get the bird, and this is like at the very beginning of us having her. I knew that Teflon coated pans were bad. So we did switch out all of our pans and stuff. And then, so we're like, all right, cool. We invite friends over. And it's like they bring food, like we're cooking and stuff. And it was one of those things, like, because the bird was so new in the house, I forgot to just be like, don't bring your own pans.
Oh, yeah.
And I was holding the bird in the living room, and they were cooking in the kitchen. It was about 40 feet away. And all of a sudden, the bird starts shaking her head, and like red stuff was coming out. And then she just did this little like, and like could not stand up. So we're like, we have to go to an emergency vet right now. And so it was like 8 o'clock at night. So first of all, 8 o'clock at night. Second, having an exotic bird, like an exotic pet, you're so limited
Yeah.
on
Yes.
vets, and especially emergency vets. So we drove like all over. This was down in California, so that like driving all over the San Francisco Bay Area, just trying to find a vet that was open. And this little bird, and like we didn't even get a chance to like upgrade her like travel cage. And she was in this little teeny tiny travel cage holding on to the stand, but leaned back on her tail feathers, like sitting down and just
Oh,
like barely holding on. Like
poor
we're
baby.
watching the life drain from her. And we finally found an emergency vet that was like, we have somebody that's experienced enough, and like popped her into an oxygen tank. And then we had to pick her up the next day. Like both Fate and I called into work, and we're just like, we pick her up, and like she was refusing to eat. We had to find another vet that was open that day, and we actually had to have her overnight for like 3 whole days.
Oh
And
my
the
God.
only thing that she would eat was red bell peppers the entire time. And they were like, "You are so lucky, because most birds don't survive this."
Oh my God.
You
Yeah.
because of how fast we reacted. She just happened to be in my hand. If I wasn't holding her, she would have been dead.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's so
Cr-
scary. I'm so glad she's okay.
Crazy. She's so good now. She's a spoiled little butthead, and I love her so
Yeah.
much. But yeah, we were like, never again. Are people bringing
Yeah.
pans into our house?
A lesson learned in blood, for real, for real.
For real, for real. But yeah, she's alive and thriving.
So
But
glad. Oh,
yeah. So
Well, terrifying experiences.
yeah, that's
yeah.
scary. They're babies. Just precious babies.
We love them.
So I had to share an empathetic story. So
Yeah, for
the whole
sure.
time you were telling your story, and I'm like, oh God, oh no.
Flashbacks to trauma with pets, for real, for real.
The
Oh,
bird. But yeah. It's okay. Now it's my turn to ask a question. I don't know how to transition this, and I apologize. Rhubarb, please share your greatest fear that you're willing to share with all of us.
greatest fear. My greatest fear is like spiders and like wasps, but also being perceived.
Yeah.
So
that.
if I was like in an auditorium where I had to give a speech to a bunch of giant spiders and wasps, I would probably just die. I don't know if that counts. I was trying to think of like a good answer to this, but honestly, like all of my fears are like super weird and irrational. So it's like, well, I don't like zombies. And like everything else that I would be considered like fear would be like serious stuff that like everybody else fears also, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of people here who are with you on the spiders for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I used to work so I didn't used to be scared of wasps, but like for a long time I worked at an office that had like sealed windows. And every year in like October, like clockwork, it was like infested with wasps. Infested. And they would start coming in. And I would have to work around like paper wasps like buzzing above my head and like dive bombing us, right? Like this was a problem every year. And like after that, I can't even like look at wasps without feeling that like nervy, you know what I mean? Like when you look at something you're like phobic of kind of thing. I
Yeah.
can't do it anymore. It's so weird. I did not used to be scared of them when I was young, but after like living like trying not to get stung every day, it was
Did
Yeah.
you
scary.
ever get stung?
No, actually, but there was somebody downstairs that did. And like after that, it was weird because we would call people to be like, "Hey, the wasps are here," and they would come in and be like, "Well, I don't see any nests around," or like, "I don't see any wasps around." And it's like, okay, well, they're coming
There
in.
is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you walked outside, there's like bushes that were like infested on the inside, and you can hear like every time you walk outside, there was like bzzz, right? And like they're
Mhm.
all over the windows. For some reason, they never like bombed the building kind of thing, and so like they just kept coming back in. The only
Wow.
time that they stopped was when they had the windows power washed, and so in the process of getting them power washed, all of the hives just sort of like fell off kind of thing.
Mm.
And after that, it
Mm.
was like a little bit milder, but like I don't know. I don't work there anymore, so I don't know if they still have this problem. But like, somebody did get stung
Wow.
I've been
downstairs
stung
at
by
some
a
point.
wasp before because
Yeah, me too.
yeah, our porch, our front porch for some, and it's not just our front porch, but a lot of the townhomes in this little area where we live. For some reason, the wasps like to come and make their little nests
Yeah,
in people's porches, and so I would say almost every year, at least a couple times a year, we have to have the HOA
yeah.
deal with them. And
Mhm.
Oh,
but
that
one
sucks.
year I was trying to deal with it myself, and one got me on the back of the neck, and I mean
Oh,
it was unpleasant, but it wasn't that bad.
Mhm.
Luckily,
other
I'm not
times, like,
allergic, so because it could
yeah,
have
no,
been
that's the thing in it,
worse.
right? If you are, and then you're gonna find out, TM.
Yeah.
Uh, I've been stung by yellow jackets and wasps before, but it's all been in my fingers, like in my
Hmm,
Mm.
hands. Like
that's
there was
interesting.
one time where I got, there was like one flying around in my old house, and I didn't care, I didn't see it, but then it landed on my phone, and I had my phone in my lap, and I like squished it basically, and I touched it without realizing that it was there. And
Huh?
that was like so painful. Oh my God.
Mhm.
I wonder if it was because it was like the tip of your fingers have a lot of nerve endings in them or
Yeah.
something. But
Mhm.
like my whole hand was like shaky. Like I could feel it on the
Crazy.
inside of like my bones. It was so awful.
Oh
That's so
wow!
wild.
So you did
I
have a bit of
had
a anaphylactic reaction to it, just a mild one. It
Maybe. I
sounds
don't know if that's what it was, but it was
like.
like pretty unbearable.
Mhm.
Huh.
I have
Maybe
had
I'm
a
just a pussy
weird
though. I don't know.
I've had a weird number of bees and wasps and like flying, stinging things just land on me because they also are
Oh,
attracted to my hair too. But
oh.
I've never once been stung. I've walked around with them just like crawling up my arm and just doing whatever weird stuff. Like I'd be out in the middle of like I'd be like out on a dock in the like in by the ocean, and like I just would have like a bee land on me, and I was like,
Maybe you're just so sweet. They love
oh,
you.
It's true.
just like I
She's
guess I'm a bee whisperer.
she's a
Yeah,
druid,
exactly.
confirmed.
Yep. Confirmed. Exactly.
We had a
I
wasp
know.
nest start like showing up on our house, and of course I tell everyone. And my mom's like gets this chemical and wants to spray it, and I just like look at it and I'm like, you guys need to go away. And like a week later they were gone.
Oh my
My mom's
God.
like, did you ever spray? My mom's like, did you ever
See?
spray them? And I'm like, totally sprayed them with
Totally.
words.
They're just
With
knowers. They
words.
understand.
I'm just like, get out of here. Now I'm at war with a woodpecker, but that's just another story.
Oh no.
It's trying to get my house.
Dude, we had that problem too. We had to put like a metal sheet on the chimney.
Yes,
Mhm.
trying to get
Yep.
into our chimney too. We
Yeah.
got a plastic
Like, girl,
owl.
there's nothing in there. And if there is, we have another problem to work through. Get out.
Please don't. It's
Yeah.
not a nest. Not a nest.
So, rhubarb, switching gears a
Yes.
little bit here. What do you value most in a friendship?
Oh, that's a layered question for me. I think it depends on the person
Mm,
because everybody has something to offer. But I was
sure.
thinking about this one a lot, and it's like, it's really important to me that my friends and I are in cahoots with each other. That's like a very, like, we need to be in cahoots at all time. And like understand each other and have that mutual understanding of like, like we sip the haterade for sport kind of thing as enrichment and our enclosure. Like that's something that I enjoy in people. But that being said, I also think that I value a shared sense of justice in my friends. And I know that a lot of my pals feel that way too. We gotta be comrades.
I love
That's
that.
really
Mhm,
important
mhm.
to me. We gotta care about other people. Empathy is
Agreed.
something that really matters to me.
Yeah.
Compassion and empathy are the strongest things
Yeah,
that humans can do, and no matter
for sure.
what sort of cultural, political shifts, we won't get into those kinds of things. But no matter what sort
Yeah.
of crap is going on in the world, politically or culturally or philosophically, I feel like those are axioms that
Yeah.
are always true. That
Super agree.
because it requires incredible inner strength to
Yeah,
empathize
it
with
does.
others and actively show compassion.
And that's love too to me, like
Mhm.
Yes.
wanting to know someone and accepting them and like holding space for them and understanding that maybe your experiences are different, but also like being respectful of that and like the boundaries around that stuff is also like, goes hand in hand, right?
Agreed.
100%. I completely agree. And that's so beautiful.
Mhm.
But no, I love it.
Does the answer to this question like change for people? I'm really curious about that because I feel like we as humans kind of value different things and like
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but I feel like in friendship, it's probably like similar for people, right?
It's pretty. I
Yeah.
think it's all been a variety of like like mutual understanding and like you know
We've had a lot
definitely
of
like compassion and empathy kind of
Yeah.
We've
yeah
also had a lot of loyalty
Mhm.
loyalty.
and um, honesty.
Yeah, yeah, for
You know,
sure.
so.
Interesting. I was
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah,
No,
of
it's
course.
great. That's what
No, I love it.
this return is all about. Is just us just
Expanding deeper.
discussing stuff. These are just topics. So
Right, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm gonna touch again like on your point when it comes to like, giving space because people are different and all that kind of stuff. Like it's one of the things that I love about Twitch and gaining friendships that way is being
Mhm.
able to, cause like just being able to make friends with people that are in different countries, like, and learning about their culture and, like,
Yeah.
that kinda stuff, and,
yeah,
like, seeing how they all interplay with each other, like, with us on the internet, and, even then, at the end of the day, like, we all can just, like, bond over a thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that's the coolest part about being able to build these friendships online, and, yeah, no, I completely agree, I love it so much.
For sure. It's such a privilege to like be able to have friends from everywhere, like for real.
Mhm.
It's great.
Yep.
indeed. Yeah.
I remember Pelican, it was just like, "You know what Ramadan is?" And I'm like, "You mentioned it once, I researched it, now I get it."
Now
And
we know.
now I know, and he's just like, "Okay, cool." And so, like, whenever I see, like, funny, like, Ramadan, like, Instagram reels, and I'm like, Facts, true, yes, no?" And he's just like, "Your Instagrams thinks you're Muslim now." And I'm like,
Wow.
"That's fine with me." The memes are great.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
But, yeah, it's very fun, and I love it so much. So, anyways, I just wanted to
Hell yeah.
yeah. Um, Name one thing that was harder this year than you thought it would be, and one thing that was easier.
Oh, hmm. That's like a weird question. I don't nothing's been super easy lately, I'm not gonna lie. I don't
Feel
think I
that.
have something that's like, "That was easy." I guess maybe like moving, like the process of moving was like much smoother than I thought it was gonna be. I'm very thankful for that.
Nice.
But like everything's been really hard. I feel like, making art, I've been talking about this live, and if you have, you probably heard me say this a bunch of times, and I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But like I don't know, I make a lot of art from like nasty feelings. That's pretty common for me.
Mhm,
Um, Pouring out like my own like working through stuff, I guess, and
Mhm.
like drawings and stuff. But like with the whole political climate right now, everything feels so like hopeless. And it's been
Yeah.
really hard to like sit with those feelings for so long. And it's like,
mhm.
oh bitch, we're just starting. And it's very tiring. But that's been, I don't know, like I was surprised that I was able to make some good art yesterday. Like this month's, or I guess next month's postcard and sticker uh were a surprise that I really like enjoyed working on them. And I
Mhm.
ended up doing like the last postcard I did was like stuff that I enjoyed. So I just did like a bunch of critters. Like I just did like little frames with critters on them. There was like a froggy with like a hat. There was like some sizzle, there was like a beetle, right? It was just like things that bring me joy, which is like a weird thing to pull from for me.
Mhm.
But I really like the way that it turned out. And
Mhm.
like the process of making it was it felt better on my insides than the last couple of like arts that
Mhm.
I've had to make, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I feel that
I
deeply. In fact, I was just discussing that with some friends of mine earlier today.
Mhm.
That like you said, the political climate right now has
Yeah,
been
yeah.
harder to yeah. It's
It's
been
hard to
tough.
sit through it. I understand. You
mhm.
worry for your friends and like, I'm
Yeah.
also like a disabled lesbian and immigrant, so it's like, okay, well, see where we stand. We do what we can and take care of our community. And that's all
Yes.
we can do.
And that should be the same for everybody, regardless of what,
Yes, exactly.
of their
Yeah.
politics.
Love
So,
everybody. Got
switching gears a little bit here, a little bit more
Mhm.
lighthearted now, since we've gone down some deep, uncomfortable places. And thank you
Right.
for being willing.
Of course.
If you were to die and come back as a person or a thing, who or what would it be?
Oh, that one's so easy for me. So there's a couple of options that I think would be like very S tier rank, right? I would love to be a trash mammal, like a little possum or like a raccoon in somebody's trash can, but like it fits hot dogs from time to time. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like I like just the critter.
critter.
That would be good. The other option would be being some kind of like pistol shrimp in somebody's like obsessive aquarist life, like if you've ever seen those like people that do
Ants Canada Ants channel.
never
Have you
heard.
watched?
No.
Oh my god. You have to watch
Send.
Ants Canada.
Link.
Ants Canada Ants channel. Okay. I've been watching him for like years. And it was just like he just started this giant rainforest vivarium series.
Oh hell yeah.
It is beautiful. Oh my god. I will send it to you. Hold on.
Yes,
this
please.
is so important. Anyways. I'm so sorry. This is so important.
So go ahead, continue.
Yes,
she gets so passionate when there's this interesting connection, the synergy of the universe. I love it.
But yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos of like, I don't know, there was somebody I used to watch that every day or like every week or something, they posted like an update on their filterless tank that they were like growing, right? And it was basically like an experiment. But oh my god, the critters in that tank were like living like holy shit. They had everything, fresh food, frozen bloodworms. Like, they were so cared for and adored.
And loved. Yes.
Coming back to after dying to be like a beloved critter in somebody's like aquarium. Peak.
Yes.
That is such a rhubarb answer, and I love it so much.
Oh no. Like Serpent Designs is also another one that same thing. Totally relatable to me. 100%. I know exactly.
Wow.
Because they are obsessive and they love their critters. And it's so cute.
I love that shit. I just love people that care, like dang.
Was what are some of your goals and plans this year, Rhubarb? Goals and plans.
I don't really have any. I wake up every day and see what I want to have for dinner and see what's fun around the corner. I don't really have any like long-term plans, but I would really like to help my mom set up some of her like my mom is like I don't know, I think you saw her Stormy.
Yes.
My mom started streaming and like I love her so much. So she's in a very transitional phase right now. She is a teacher, but she is not coming back to her school. She's been a teacher forever, right? But like she's not coming back to her school next after the summer, which was a big decision for her. And she also last year managed to buy a little house. And in this little house, she has a studio and she's doing her ceramic pottery business, right?
Wow.
Very slowly starting out. She's like new in the whole thing. And I was like, why don't you start streaming your painting? Like she does like ceramic like decoration basically, right? Like she has bisques and she has a little kiln in her place. And she has a studio and you can go visit the studio and paint something, and then she'll bake it for you.
Oh,
You can pick
wow.
it up
That's
when she wants
amazing.
and she sells her own painted ceramics as well. But I think maybe a goal for this year. Mama Rube?
It's MAMMA.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, there we
Yes,
go.
yes,
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that we got a good shout out for her.
But she's super, super sweet and like she was very nervous. But I was like, why didn't you start streaming? And I like pushed her into this because she's very like new at the whole being online, being somebody that creates online, right? It's really hard. And for the people that are making it as a business, it's a numbers game, and that's also really stressful. And like, I'm trying to like help her like land a little bit, right? So she started streaming. And she was so surprised how much she liked, and she was like, "I just love the company." Like, and I was like, "That's it. Like, it's the company, right?" And so like, wife and I and like the kids helped her set up. We like the community, the scrapyard community got her a new computer to stream from because she was streaming from her like Google Chromium like laptop thing that she had for school. So it was like beyond, it was so potato that she couldn't even like have Spotify running at the same time of
Oh
like
wow.
the Nobias. It was like I was going insane and I was like, "Mommy, you can't be doing this shit. Let me just try to help you." And she was like, "No, no, 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 no." It was like, okay, no, I'm going against her wishes. And so the community was super, super kind, and we were able to get her a laptop so that she could actually do her stuff. Because that's the thing too, is like she was using her school computer. She doesn't have anything else. She was editing her videos on her phone. And I was like, you can't be living like this. Like, no, absolutely not. So, I guess one of my goals this year would be to help her continue her thing. And like, just hang out and like support her during this like period where she's like learning how to be online. Um,
And
but,
from what
like
I've
her,
seen, you've been doing a great job co-streaming with her and stuff. I think
yeah,
it's amazing.
and she's really good too. She's so good at like some people would just have like a skill for holding conversation with chat, and I think it's definitely learned. I'm sure like as a streamer, right? Um, you have chat going, you have to have balanced conversation of your own input and like the chat also. And she's like pretty good at that stuff. And like it's really nice to see how much fun she's having with it.
And
That's
like being
beautiful.
comfortable in front of a crowd, being a teacher,
Yeah, yeah.
especially like depending on what age she taught, like heckling too, like used to
Oh
it's
yeah.
managing that.
Oh, she was a high school and college teacher, so
Oh
like she
yeah.
knows.
Oh
She
yeah.
knows.
So she gets it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
cool. So I shouted her out in chat. Guys, go
Oh,
follow Mama
thank you.
Rube.
Yeah, and of
Absolutely.
course, don't forget to follow and give all your subs and biddies, and check out Rhubarb's Patreon too to support her.
That too. Which I'll be posting links to that.
So this is the last topic or question of the regular interview before we open up to the audience for and to you is a sort of a round table, just hangout discussion.
Gotcha.
This is a fun question too. What do you want people to know about you?
Nothing. Don't perceive me. No, actually, like, I don't know, to be honest. I thought about this question. It's like, I honestly don't know what to answer. I would ask somebody else what they want to know first, I think. But
What's your
other than
favorite
like,
color?
hey, this is my introduction. Oh, I love yellow. Surprising fucking nobody. I love like sunflower yellow. It's so pretty. It makes me happy.
Ooh. I'm gonna be
Honestly,
growing sunflowers this year in my garden.
Oh,
it
hell yeah.
makes sense and it's on brand that you don't necessarily know what you want people to know about you because like
Struggle.
you're like this vessel of peace and serenity that
Oh my
presents
God.
itself to people. And so we get to take from that whatever we want to fill it with. And
Yeah, that makes sense.
it's wonderful. I love that about you.
Oh, thanks, friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a hard question. But like I think I'm like pretty open. So like there's not a lot that people don't know. And I feel like if you spend any time in my space, you probably know. Like you will not be surprised at the things that interest me. You know what I mean? Like oh, of course you like the medieval shit. You like love casual divinity in everyday life and that's all like medieval stuff was, right? And it's like, "Oh, okay, yeah." But sometimes like I don't know. I have to ask people. Like somebody the last interview somebody asked in chat, what's up with the medieval shit? Like, why the medieval? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. And then my friend just was like, Rube, what are you talking about? It's obviously because like one of your prime interests is like, like casual divinity, right? And, like small rituals and like pocket gods and like having like worlds that have divinity woven into them in a way that's not dogmatic, but like just kind of part of it, right? Or like tangible deities. Like all of medieval stuff has that vein in it, right? Because like
Mhm.
all of religion was so ingrained in the culture and
Mhm.
everything. It just there was no option, right? That was like what it was. Although that's not why I gravitated toward it, but I think it might be why I stayed. Like there's definitely like an alternate universe where Ruba is a medievalist bitch that is like goaded with the sauce, like with all the stuff, like knows everything.
You'd be on one end of town by the river, and I'd be at the other end of the town by the river, and we would just send like people to each other
Yeah,
for little knickknacks and trinkets and
exactly.
happy things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's this song called by Rabbitology that there was a line in there that just like really sang to me, and I'm like, that makes sense for a lot of how I've perceived my life. Let me
Yeah,
find it.
sometimes it reaches you.
It's just one of those like because I totally empathize and absolutely love how you explained that, and it really I think it's yeah. It's
While she's
called
trying to, oh, go ahead.
the song is called "The Bog Bodies" by Rabbitology,
Okay.
and, the
I love
line in
blogs, so
there
already good.
yeah, what the line is in there was like, um, I was meant to be a devotee,
Oh,
and,
interesting.
like, in, like, the whole like, she actually has, like, little rabbit sounds in the background. It's right up your alley. It's
Oh,
so good.
I think about
Um,
that all the time, by the way.
like, ugh. Yeah. So finding magic in everyday places, and that's what
Yeah,
the yeah.
Mm.
that
I'll send you
rings
the
true
song.
for me. I always think about because people in the modern era are like, oh my God, how did they entertain themselves like back in the day? They didn't have anything. And like, if you lived up north, you lost the sun in the winter like at 3 p.m. Like, what are you even doing? And it's like, dude, or like these nuns must have the worst time feeling so captured and like sequestered in these like monasteries. And I'm like, dude, I think I would have been really happy.
I would have been so
Like
happy.
working in my corner, illuminating manuscripts all day, and like that's all I have to do, bitch. Why am I not there right now? Like, come on now. I would have
Well, and
enjoyed that so much.
Mhm.
lot less people, no traffic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Off in my
It
own
seems
little
nice.
yeah, off in my own little shack making little trinkets and
Yeah,
things for
exactly,
people
exactly.
and like to cure your ailments, just decorating my yeah. Like I literally have at my feet right now I have a box of pine cones with like an antler and some like animal bones and
Hell yeah.
just like
Man, I'd be cool with that, but only if I could take like indoor plumbing and electricity back with me because
Valid. Yes. Yes. I was also talking about this last night because I ran into. I'm sorry. Is it okay if I derail just a little bit?
please do
no,
it.
please. That's what we're here for.
It was. I landed in one of those rabbit holes on YouTube, and like one of the things I was watching was how peasants in medieval times, like where they stayed when they were traveling, like how were the inns like, right? And one of the things that stuck with me was that whenever you stayed at an inn as a peasant, uh, your human waste was part of the like payment for you to stay there, like because they used everything, right? So somebody would came to collect your piss and your poop in the morning, and you would turn it in for the guilds that were like working with it, right? The pee was used for like the ammonia purposes for like laundry and bleaching and other things like that, and
Mhm.
like dyes,
Yep.
and like in fertilization. So like they used everything. But I just thought it
Yeah.
was really funny that you're not entitled to your own human waste and as a medieval peasant in an inn.
They also used to eat like zombies. Not zombies, like mummies
Oh my
as a
god,
part of
what?
medicine. Yes.
Oh, that's terrifying.
People back in the day like took like mummified human remains and like would ground it up into a powder and consume it as a medicine.
Huh. Jots that down. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. That's good to know. Interesting.
That's
Um,
hilarious. Wow.
okay, guys. So I'm assuming that Druid has already shared all of your links and stuff, but please
I
go
have two.
support Rhubarb on both her Twitch and her Patreon.
I have
And
both those links.
Now we're opening the floor to questions from you guys and from Rhubarb and from us if we have some more in our head. So who wants to start?
I have one up here from. So Toto Kitty started.
Mm.
Toto Kitty asks, question for Rube. What is the perfect date with a wife?
Oh, probably eating pizza somewhere. We're pretty chill. We don't get out much. But like having a nice day in where we don't have to go anywhere. We can order. There's a place nearby that has like Indian like curry pizza.
Mhm.
And it's been so nice.
Wow, that sounds delicious. I wish I unfortunately my tummy's pretty allergic to cumin. Not like
Oh yeah,
anaphylactic
yeah.
shock type allergic, but just like GERD allergic.
No, I
And
understand.
so I love cumin, but it hates me.
But it hurts you. Doesn't love you back. Yeah, I get it.
Mhm.
There's lots of foods that way for me. Dairy will also attempt to. There'll be an attempt on my life if I have dairy.
Oh wow, that's rough. Yeah, I mean, Starkey and I gave up mostly 100% gave up dairy a long time ago. Recently,
Yeah.
we've dipped our toe back in a little bit, but we gave it up just because too much dairy is, I mean, it creates a lot of inflammation and phlegm in your system,
Yeah.
and so.
I
But I
totally get
love
it.
butter.
Listen,
I
cheese is so
love
good. I would
cheese.
give up so many things to be able to eat dairy like safely again, for real, for real. I miss her.
I could only. So the thing is like I developed a seafood allergy, and mine and Fate's ideal date when we first got together, and for the first few years of our relationship, was sushi dates. We'd go out and get sushi, then go for walks, and then we would talk about.
Oh,
We would we're just talk about world building and nerd shit,
yeah.
and which is my ideal date, and now we can't do it because I can't eat seafood anymore.
Oh,
'Cause
I
we
hate that
developed
for you. Are you able to do like bibimbap or something like that instead that has like other kinds of stuff in it?
So it's like anything like it's shellfish, fish,
Mm-hmm.
anything that comes out of the ocean,
Gotcha.
I guess now. So,
Oh,
um,
that sucks. I'm so sorry.
yeah, and fun fact, um, my husband is so paranoid about me having an allergic reaction. Of course, he did research, and he's like, "You're never allowed to drink pre-ground coffee beans anymore. We have to buy them whole beans and
Oh,
grind them
interesting.
because there's a protein in like like certain bugs, like cockroaches and like anything that has like a exoskeleton.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
similar to shellfish and exoskeleton. So if
Oh, yeah,
you're
because they're
allergic,
sea bugs. That makes
Yep.
total
yeah,
sense. Yeah.
yep. So if you have an allergy to shellfish, you will have an you will have an allergic reaction to crickets and stuff.
Wow. Yeah, that's good to know. Sheesh.
Interesting. Yeah. Since we're talking about our favorite dates, and this is a round
Yeah,
robin,
yeah.
I would say Starkitty's and I's perfect date would be playing D&D.
Oh, that's so cute though.
That's how we met, was playing D&D, and so it's
I love that.
Yeah.
Gamers. Yes.
Nerd stuff.
Mhm.
Nerd stuff.
Caffeinated Zombie asks, does Rhubarb like anime? If so, what's your favorite?
Oh, I am not an anime person, but I love One Piece so much. I have a One Piece tattoo.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I never like I enjoy like I liked anime a lot when I was younger. As I got older, I started not liking the newer ones so much,
Mm.
and I haven't really been into any. I really liked Dungeon Meshi a ton. I think Dungeon Meshi was like a diamond in the rough, for real, for real. Like it's so different. I really like the way they did the world building. The drawings are gorgeous. I love the characters. Definitely, that out of like the modern ones, that shit is like gold for me. I loved it. That being said, One Piece is definitely like I've been reading One Piece since I was like a teenager. Obviously, if you know about One Piece, it's been going for like 25 years. And I don't know what it is, dude, but like Oda can really write. I really enjoy his work. And I like the found family aspect of it a lot. So I don't know, it just really appealed to me and it never got bad. Like I never got tired of it. It just kept getting better somehow over like forever that has been going on.
Spud Solutions, who I affectionately called Tater Lord, and a fellow streamer
Yeah.
who's been on the show twice before as well. He's a big fan of One Piece as well.
Yes.
So.
He recognized my tattoo when he saw it. He was like, wait. Because it's like a little stealth one. So it's like, if you know, you know, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
They were like, wait a minute. Whoa. Is that One Piece tattoo? Yep. Yeah, it is.
That's
And
awesome. So it's on your hand?
It is on my arm. So if you know, you know, it's the X, the friendship X.
Oh, okay.
They have.
Cool. Right on.
Yeah.
I have
That's
a stealth
awesome.
tattoo, but it's a Skyrim tattoo.
I love it, dude. I always see that tattoo and I'm like, damn, that's such a fucking good tattoo.
You guys are brave.
Thank you.
Like I can't stand needles or pain, so I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
stay
okay,
away.
friend. There are other ways to like adorn your space on your body that don't involve like, you know, punching yourself with ink.
Over
That's
and
true.
over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like all of us crazy people, I love tattoos. Anyways, Alexandra asks Rhubarb, you like games? Obviously, who doesn't? LOL. LMAO. What is one hidden gem video game you would love a remaster/remake for?
Oh, you know, that's a weird question for me because I did not grow up playing a lot of stuff. I did not ever have consoles when I was growing up. I had a PC, but my parents were one of those people that were like, games rot your brain. And like, you know, had like educational stuff. I learned to read in Spanish if you don't know, I'm like Chilean, so I moved to the States when I was 13. When I learned how to read with video games, right? So I do have like a history of playing it, but like I don't have a lot of like, oh, back in the day I used to play I've never played a Zelda game, I've never played a Mario game. I don't know if there's something that I would be like, I would love a remake of this specifically. I don't know if that answer makes sense.
Can you just to kind of circle around his question a little bit? Can you just name a hidden gem that you would recommend?
Hidden gem? Yeah. So I'm trying to think. Since I do a lot of like weird indies, there's a game I played maybe like a year or two ago called I Did Not Buy This Ticket. It is by, I think it's like a single Brazilian dev. And it's very niche, right? If this is not your area of interest, then you might fucking hate it. But it's a surreal-ish story about a woman that is a professional, is a griever? Like people that go to funerals to cry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And in the process, you find out that she like can't really cry by herself. And then there's also like in between there's like a weird it's called I Did Not Buy This Ticket because she keeps like buying tickets for like moving between jobs, and she gets picked up by this bus that doesn't exist over and over. Whoa. And things get really strange, right? So it's a very like weird psychological look into her own grieving process with her own like family and stuff. And as you continue moving through, you start finding out more about her. And it's so well done. I felt like such a lived experience in the game. It was definitely written through like working through something, right? Yeah. And I liked it so much. And I think about it all the time. It's really, really good.
That's
awesome. That's now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it if you're into like the weird, like indie surreal stuff. It was like 4 hours long too.
What was it called one more time?
What was it called?
Mm-hmm.
I Did Not Buy This Ticket.
Did not buy this ticket. Interesting. Okay. So Caffeinated Zombie asks, would Rhubarb ever want to play D&D with the Druid and Stormy one day?
I mean, if I was ever invited, sure. I'm not a D&D person, but I enjoy hanging out with friends.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
What?
But I don't want to invite myself either. You know.
Yeah. Other than the internet being an asshole the last 4 weeks, which it might be fixed by now. Like we've not had a single dropped frame tonight, Druid. So maybe they did finally fix it. But we've been doing every Wednesday a special what I call a community D&D 3 shots. And it's basically you just commit to 3 weeks in a row, and it's just 3 sessions of 4 hours each. If you've never played before, I've been a DM for multiple decades.
Oh hell
And
yeah!
I
No, I've
love.
seen your D&D streams. I love. You're
Oh,
so good.
well,
It's
thank
such an
you.
art to me. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, wow. Well, I love uh, indoctrinating. That's probably not the right word, but I love bringing new
It
players in and mentoring them. So
Yes. Come to the
uh,
fold.
later on this, I think we kind of have probably May and June and possibly even July locked up. But later on this year, I will definitely hit you up and see if you
Yeah.
have time. We either do them at 6 p.m. Central Time to 10 p.m. Central Time, or we have a 1 p.m. Central Time to 5 p.m. Central Time slot
Gotcha. Okay.
on
Okay.
those Wednesdays. So we'll talk more about it because I would love for you to I think you would be amazing at it.
Oh, thank you,
Embrace,
friend.
indoctrinate them all.
Yeah, I
I was
have
gonna.
played before. One of my
You have
favorite.
played
Can I talk
before?
about my favorite D&D
Please.
character that I made?
Yes. Yes.
Please.
Yes. Yes.
So, back in the day, every time I play, I usually play homebrew. I've done the ones I've had the most luck with and the success that I've enjoyed the most have actually been full, just like type, no voice. It's like written D&D basically, and that I really enjoyed.
Hmm.
But I had this character who was a mangrove tree dryad. It was basically like a tree, right?
Oh wow.
And so the story with her was that there was like hags that came in and like destroyed her home, and she was like one of the only ones left. So she makes a deal with this small cheese deity to have a body, basically. But the catch was like for revenge, right? She wanted revenge. The catch was like she had to put her soul into something and carry it around outside of her body. So what I ended up doing was this character, her name was Omnu, had a taggle harpa, and then the taggle harpa was made out of the wood of her body. So that was like the soul that she carried around, and so that people didn't know what she was. She had really really high disguise skill. So she was disguised as like an elf and a bard, but she was actually a warlock and a tree, and like we kept it hidden like the whole time, right? It was really
That
fun.
is
Wow. How long
beautiful.
did that session last? How
It didn't
many?
last
Yeah,
very long. The group kind of fell apart, sadly.
that happens.
But
Yeah.
I had a good time with that character. It was good.
I'm glad that you had such a good experience with it. Was that your first time ever playing?
I think it was my second. I
Okay.
only played twice. I think that was the second time I played. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. So you're not a total noob. So
No, not really.
that's
But I
awesome.
do
Would you
require
remember
help
which
with the
edition it
numbers,
was?
probably. Sorry.
Do you remember which edition it was?
It was 5e, but it was homebrew 5e. We
Okay.
we messed with the rules a bunch.
Awesome. Awesome.
Love it.
Okay. Very
Um,
cool.
I love D&D. And I do think indoctrinating people is the correct term, Stormy. I think it is definitely it's a cult. And I will have to say that because we bring it up literally every band with the banter with every single person ever.
That's not true.
Good.
You're exaggerating.
The third question is if you what D&D class would you consider yourself to be IRL? And that's like literally us fishing to see if
Okay.
they
All
have
right.
played D&D. You can't.
You're right. You got me. I didn't even
How
think of it
dare
that way.
you air your laundry like this? Oh my god.
Putting me on the spot.
It's a cult.
I didn't even.
Putting you us we
True.
also have Havoc in chat going embrace it, indoctrinate them all, like
That's
everybody.
true.
So
Yes.
it's a cult.
Yes.
I understand.
Wow.
Oh,
I honestly am. This has been so awesome because I did not know that. For some reason, that was something I didn't know about you. Well, actually,
Oh, really?
I guess.
That I had played before?
Yeah, I mean, when we talked before, we interviewed you before, we had that D&D question.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have known that you played before. I guess.
The answer I gave you, because I remember this, was that I didn't know, but I did that like 200 question questionnaire, and it put me as a rogue.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah,
right,
okay.
Okay. Okay.
Although I think
gotcha.
I would lean onto warlock based on like divinity bullshit like feelings, you know.
Of
Yeah.
course, that makes sense. Yeah. Hmm. Well, I'm now super stoked about that. I'll be hitting you up in a few months.
Hell yeah.
I
Cool.
expect Stormy to bend rules and make crazy character happen.
Oh,
And
well,
I
for
am
her,
looking forward to
absolutely.
it. I am looking forward. I am so excited. I'm just thinking about Rhubarb, what are your thoughts on like AI chatbots? Have you ever interacted with one of those?
No. What are they?
Like
Like chatbots like in stream?
like it just in general, like conversational AI bots. Like
Oh.
you hook up your mic and you can like talk to the AI. Have
Oh,
you
are you talking
ever
about have you seen the mod in Skyrim? Have you seen it?
I haven't
the
seen
one
it. I've heard of it. Yeah.
where chat can like or the AI oh no, the AI follower, is that the one you're
Yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Like I've
Yeah.
seen people play Skyrim with like a follower that you can speak to and it like
Yes.
answers.
Yeah,
It gets really funny.
that one's
Yeah.
wild. That was wild. No, I would Beboggin sent me a AI bot where literally you can like have a actual like weirdly way too it's like uncanny valley
Ooh,
conversation. And I was just wondering if you've ever had like any interactions with like a chat bot.
no,
I
not really.
imagine you would have fun. Is
I
Yeah,
mean,
it kind of scares me,
it's a
I'm not
sort
gonna
of a
lie.
creature. It's just an electronic creature, a
Yeah,
silicon-based
yeah.
life form.
AI Jesus, no. Wait. Have you seen AI Jesus?
No, uh-uh.
Oh my god, no, there's a Twitch channel called Jesus.
Uh-huh.
It's just Jesus, and it is run. It's so insane. I felt like I was like witnessing some like Blade Runner bullshit when I saw it. I ran into it, but it's like an AI version of like Jesus
Uh-huh.
that interacts with chat nonstop, and it's like
No
really
way.
like
That sounds intriguing. Actually, that's a
it's so
brilliant idea.
uncanny weird,
Whoever came up with it, dang.
and it like recognizes you, and it's like hello, like username so and so. I see you're back in like asking questions. I'm so glad you're asking about this, and then it turns into like scripture, like question answering, right? It
Huh.
was
I
so
found it.
like I don't know. It's so uncanny weird. It gave me like I'm witnessing the future in a way that I did not enjoy. Kind of like it's
Yeah.
like this is
So
like getting too far.
crazy. It is the
No, I
craziest
felt very
shit.
insane.
And the spooky
Yeah.
thing about that is, guys, that's the worst the AI will ever be. It's only
Yeah,
going to get better. And it's not far off, guys, where we're not going to be able to tell the difference between a person and an AI.
it's like close
Yeah.
to being there right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
Because like the inflections and like like the way that the AI like had the follow-up conversation with me and stuff and like was able to like come up with like a character for D&D was just the weirdest shit. And this is
Oh,
why it's a cult. I asked an AI bot about if they played D&D. Like it's a
yeah,
cult.
yeah.
Um but yeah, so I was just wondering if you had any weird interactions. I
Gotcha.
feel
No,
like
I
you would
have
have
not. That scares me.
it scares me too.
Yeah. It's going to be an
So
interesting
weird.
world that's coming about. I mean, it's
For
obviously got
sure.
its positive and negatives like any new technology, right? Because there's going to be a lot of people put out of business. And the irony is
Yeah,
thick
yeah.
because when engineers envisioned AI, they thought, oh, this will be great because we can put it in robots and we can get rid of all the hard jobs that are dangerous for humans, and then
But
humans can
capitalism.
just and then humans can just live their normal lives and pursue art. But now look what happened. The AIs have taken over art and
We
music.
can't like pursue art if you don't pay people livable like
That
wages without having, you know what I
agreed.
mean? Like we have a
Yeah,
lot of paving to do before that's actually like the utopia that we need.
true,
Yeah.
true. I still am I'm sort of a technologist, and I'm still optimistic that eventually what's going to happen is we'll be able to solve scarcity with
Hmm.
technology. And so ultimately all of our needs will be taken care of. Of course, it'll take a long time, and there'll have to be a change of systems, right? I mean,
Yeah, right.
because
There's gonna be
capitalism,
some
this isn't me
dismantling.
getting political, but
Yeah, no,
philosophically,
for sure.
capitalism is basically a fault. It's a fake system of scarcity, really.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that kind of system can't coexist if you have fusion energy, so unlimited energy. And then if we get to a point where we can transform matter into other matter so that we have infinite food, then at that point, there's no such thing as scarcity, right? So,
Right, yeah.
yeah, if you can just have a car printed
that
up
it
or a
goes
chicken
that
printed
way.
up for dinner, you know, like it'll be a
That would be
really
so
interesting
nice.
time.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. I don't know. I still am optimistic that yes, it'll be different and it'll be weird, but I still think that
Mhm.
that human beings always have this drive to be expressive and creative, right? That's really
Yeah.
what makes humans humans, is that we have a creative drive. It might be in different forms. You know, it might be writing, it might be art, it might be music, it might be
Yeah.
engineering. You know, it could be just being a mechanic or being really good at what you do, you know. But I feel like that there's just, like, you're a perfect example of somebody who is like living art.
Me?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yes, the
you.
creature.
Exactly. Aren't we all just creatures?
We are just creatures, actually. It's true.
Hmm. Well,
Oh, yeah. I
what?
hold on. I'm
She
trying
had
to
a question.
formulate. I have a
Downloading song. Please hold.
yeah, but please hold while your party is reached. Do, 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 do.
I think she lost it.
Do, 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 do. What if you could be any mythical creature?
Ooh, yeah, this is a great question. I love this one.
That's it.
What
Very
would
easy
you
for me.
be? Yeah.
Obviously, Baba Yaga.
Oh, that's
That is
awesome.
like 100%, like so easy, hands down. Don't even have to think about it.
Have you seen that game where you could like be like Baba Yaga's like
Reka? Yes, I did. I loved it so much. It was so cute. I played. It's still in like early access, but what I played of it was like very promising, very cute.
oh it's so adorable. I would be a fairy.
Hell yeah!
But the kind that like will rearrange your house if you don't leave me out you know, milk or something, you know. I'll rearrange your house and
It's
so you
your
can
right.
stub your toe. Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah. And then just live in gardens. That's what I want.
Hell yeah, that sounds
I
beautiful.
would be the shirt I did not wear today, which is the purple dragon.
Yes!
I would be a purple dragon.
Big dragon hype.
Big dragon hype.
It may be
Love
kind
it.
of a bit obvious, but I don't care. Man.
There's also the
And that's what
game
we
Black
are, just
Trail.
a bunch of wonderful, mystical creatures, and
Right.
hanging out, getting to know our chat, and letting them know us a little bit better. I think
surprised nobody-
we're starting to get to that point where it's almost time to start wrapping up. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask us that you're curious about, Rube?
Tell me about your favorite D&D characters. I would love to know what kind of stuff you're making.
I
Perfect.
already know. My favorite
Good.
one is Fern. She was
Yes.
the little druid. Circle spores, and she would just run around and just kind of be kind of a dick because she could get away with it.
Oh, I love it. Also, of
I
course,
love
Druid
that.
of Spores. Of course. I see this for you.
She was a circle of spores, so she had little mushrooms and like moss growing in her hair.
Oh,
and
that's
like
so fun.
ants and stuff that grew in there and stuff, and it was very fun, and I loved it
Oh,
very
don't
much.
forget the spiders and the creepy crawlies that would be crawling all over her all the time.
Oh yeah, if I wanted to creep somebody out, the spider would crawl across my face
Oh,
on purpose. Yeah, it's
That's
just to scare
terrifying.
her. Yeah,
That would work on me. Consider me scared.
I loved her so much. And she also had no pupils, so her eyes were just solid white. So
Oh.
just imagine staring at this tiny little, like, creepy, like, mossy, bug-covered, dirt-covered, no shoes, no eye, like, just white eyes. Just staring
Oh.
at you into your soul.
Yeah,
loved her.
Yeah.
very
Not even
spirit
sure
of the
she was an
forest.
elf. Closer to a goblin, right?
She did have big goblin energy, for sure. Like,
Nah, she was definitely elfish, very, very mystical. Just like some,
I embraced the Fae side with her for sure. I loved her
Mm.
so much. But I do really like Thera, like just the polar opposite, because she's a 6 foot tall warrior woman that takes no shit.
Oh hell yeah! I love me a
So,
tall bitch.
and I just love her so much. So, but I would say like because like I've played Fern was like the longest first campaign ever, so
Mhm.
she has a very special place.
Yeah,
She's kind of like your first character, even though not technically your first character. She was the one you really played to satisfying completion.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Trapped in a stinky rock in space somewhere. Oh, because Rylar had to get stabbed by a stupid Oni.
Oh no!
Stupid
She's
Rylar.
oversimplifying the story, but okay.
I'm sure there's layers like an ogre, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's why I loved her. I think what I loved also is just that I didn't have to put a filter on.
Oh yeah,
Literally, which is just also just very fun. Just be like, but
very
fun
freeing
with
for sure.
just say whatever. Fern and Rylar. I'm a lady. But yeah, I would say that is my favorite. Even though I think Vera would definitely win in a fight against Fern.
For me, my favorite, I've had, as you can imagine, quite a few characters, especially
Yeah,
since
for
I
sure.
also add NPCs to my
Yes.
to my campaigns.
NPCs count for sure.
Yeah, I think, man, it's a tough call. Of course, my first character always has a place in my heart because that was what kind of got me into D&D. It's just this golden knight, just a paladin. Technically, it was this was back in AD&D times when I don't even think paladin existed, but it was, or maybe it did.
Wait,
But
is paladin like a newish thing?
well,
It's still like ingrained in D&D for me. That's
yeah, it
that's
wasn't
information.
originally in the very first D&D. I think it was added to AD&D. But in the original
Gotcha.
basic and expert set, I don't think a paladin. I could be wrong. It's been so long. It's been,
Yeah.
I started in 81. So, but so I had this golden knight, and his name was Brian Baru. And so he has a special place in my heart. Then I also had this one really interesting character that was a skeleton warrior. And he was like cursed to become this undead person, but he retained his humanity, and so he was like a good guy.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And then I have this affinity for Ezekiah, fastidious Ezekiah Bonkanoid. No, my name, you may call me Festus or Bonk, and you don't know which when the time comes. It could be either, and I may
Bonk, I love you.
answer or I may not.
Oh, that's so good.
Yes. Yeah, so he answered to Festus or Bonk, but you never knew which one he was going to answer to at a different time. He was a gnome barbarian sorcerer.
Whoa. That is what a cool combination.
Yeah, he liked to use his magic to light things with electricity, and he had a morning star that he could bonk things with that
Hell yeah.
was a lightning morning star.
That's gorgeous. I love this.
So, no, you're gorgeous, Rhubarb. You're amazing.
Me? Oh,
yes, you're exactly the kind of human being that we love to elevate on Twitch, and I'm super stoked that we've got to have you on tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been so nice.
You so much.
Yes. Same. The universe broke the mold when they made you.
Oh, such a nice compliment. What the fuck? Thanks, friend.
You bet. Thank you for coming, and we will be talking to you later about that other stuff.
Sounds good. I look forward to it.
Go support Rhubarb, okay, you guys.
Yes,
go do that
give her
right
all the links and
now.
stuff right now.
You have to go do it, or you will wake up and there will be a spider staring at you or something. I had to threaten you guys. Go click
Fern
those
will
links
make
and
mushrooms
stuff.
grow in your hair.
That too. That too.
Ah, wow. Rhubarb is freaking incredible. Guys, go support this lovely, amazing human being. Literally living art. Just amazing. So, speaking of amazing, who do we have on for next Friday?
Main cow.
Oh, hell yeah, that's right. That's awesome. So, Main Cow is a VTuber, very well developed VTuber. Like, I think she does her own VTuber art, and it's very intricate. Her VTuber model is amazing. So go check it out. We will have her on at 2 p.m. Central Time next Friday. It'll be the first time in like weeks that we've had a 2 p.m. Bandwidth and Banter. But yeah, we appreciate you guys for coming tonight and for supporting Rhubarb, and looking forward to seeing you next week for the next episode. Of course, we'll be on tomorrow for regular D&D, assuming the internet behaves like it has tonight. And Druid had something to say.
Next Thursday, we'll have on Havoc RPG for Legacy of Lore Masters, Bandwidth and Banter.
On. Yeah, so that's we're gonna have Legacy Lore Masters, our D&D special version of Bandwidth and Banter. That's awesome. Okay. Yep. So it's gonna be a busy week next week.
I'm excited.
Speaking of Havoc RPG, go over to his channel tonight. You'll be seeing Druid and I playing Dungeons and Dragons on his channel. He's doing a Strixhaven campaign, right? And we're basically in it's very Harry Potter-esque in a Magic the Gathering world. And Druid is playing a really fascinating satyr character. And she's a bard, right?
Yes, I'm a bard. And I grew up in the most magical and wonderful musical family ever. And I'm very excited to be here. I'm ready to go visit my family again. This is the longest so far I've been away.
Right on. And I'll be playing a incarnate construct, which is basically like a living construct that has gained sentience. So come check us out. It'll be fun.
So exciting.
All right. You ready to wrap this up with a bow?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for coming to the show.
Please drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below.
If you're listening to the podcast,
please rate and review the episode.
We are Bandwidth
and Banter.
Thank you.
And good night.
Hi, guys. See ya.